What's up, everybody? I'm Sly, the movie guy, and here's why I rank all 8 Rocky films with the release of Creed 2. I did a review on it, so you can check that out on the channel. And by the end of this video, please put down your rankings of all the Rocky films. Tell me what your favorite ones, like from top 3 or top 5 or all the 8 films. Tell me, I would love to know, because we all are fans of the Rocky films and the Creed films. So basically, everybody have their own opinions and stuff. I have my own taste what Rocky films I like. Besides that, let's just get started. Rocky 5. What can I say? It's not a bad film. It was one of the weakest of the Rocky film series. It's like the thing is it has drama in it, which is good. It has emotion stuff in here. One of the things it doesn't have is the fighting montages, the boxing stuff. It didn't have much of it. And I'll get to the part that's really good about it. But basically, it's Rocky kind of going broke because Paulie done some, like, the money thing, did a deal or something, and that didn't go right. So that forced Rocky to go back to his hometown, Philadelphia, where they go back to old neighborhood, where Adrian has to go back to the pet shop. It's all these things and all that. All that parts were good. It was just everything was just. It was nothing like like I said, no montages and fighting sequences. But Rocky is training somebody that wants to be like the next champion, Tommy Gunn, which that part could be interesting. It just goes too long, and it makes the story uninteresting a little bit. Well, I say it's not a bad movie. It has little parts in here and there. But there's some powerful scenes, like his son's getting in trouble and stuff in school, fighting and stuff, and because Rocky is not paying attention to him. So there's some parts in here that just can get you going. It just make you a little bit not interested in the film. But the one part I say that's really good about it is the fight with Rocky and Tommy Gunn on the trees. It was really, really good. That's probably one of the best parts of that movie, where Rocky just beating him up and everything, and Tommy Gunn's fighting him and stuff. That was probably the best part of the movie. That probably what saves it. And some of the performance, like I said, Sylvester Stallone, his acting is well done here. Everything, the storyline, it just kind of doesn't have that same feel like the first 4 films. But besides that, it's still a film that I say do I recommend it? I don't know. If you're really a fan of this film, that's you. It's not one of my favorite Rocky films, and I'm just going to leave it as that. Rocky Balboa. Now, this should have been Rocky 5, and this was the 6th film. This is basically Rocky, kind of like a very old man and stuff, but just wants to get back in the ring. And there's a new boxer that wants to face him. ESPN is talking about Rocky facing this guy. But this is actually a decent film, and it has a realistic vibe to it. It kind of goes back to the roots of the first 2 Rocky films. This goes back to the roots of what the grit and all that. But the thing about it is really some deep stuff here, where Rocky, spoiler, his wife passed away. So Rocky is kind of like wants to go back to the past and stuff, going back to the past. And Paulie, his own brother-in-law, said, quit going backwards, go forward and stuff. Rocky's telling him it's good to go back to to go back to the stuff. And Rocky gets so many memories. It really tears you up. There's some parts in here and some characters that Rocky knew that was like children and stuff, and he talks to them as they're grown-ups. There's some heartfelt stuff, heart emotion stuff in this film, and it really is really good here. I do recommend this movie. This is a good film. I recommend it. It's so low on this list because I like the other films a little bit better, or some of them I have a nostalgia for. But I say check this one out. I really hate I missed this one. This was in theaters in 2006, and I wish I went to see this movie. But anyways, it's a good movie. Rocky 2. Now I know this movie is low on the list. It's a good film. Incredible film. I just thought it was it wasn't as fresh as the first one. It just where Apollo Creed people thinks that the fight was a fake, and Apollo said that Rocky got lucky of lasting that ring. He wants to face him anywhere, anytime. Apollo wants a rematch to prove that that fight was not a fluke or a fake. And Rocky is don't want to do it. He kind of wants to do something else in his career, but that doesn't work for Rocky. And Rocky kind of doesn't want to do boxing really that much. He wants to do other things. And this movie has that realistic vibe, and I think the film does good for that. It seemed like I wanted to see another boxer fighting Rocky, and it's just a Apollo thing. The storyline is great. It was just the same. I just felt like it wasn't as fresh as the first one, and that's for me. I just didn't feel like it was there. But I really love like this parts where Rocky is in a hospital where Adrian's kind of like passed out or something like that, where she's pregnant, but Rocky hopes she make it, and that was a great scene, and I just love it. And Burge Meredith is really good in this film too. He tells Rocky trying to pump him up to get him to fight again and stuff, but Rocky almost like didn't want to. But this is where Rocky ends up in this film, gets like money and stuff. After the first fight, he kind of proved the point where he can go distance and stuff, but he gets the money and stuff. He gets a little bit of a house. Him and Adrian buy stuff. They get married. Those are good parts. And this film, there's some good moments in this film. I just have the solo rank because I have other films I felt like is a little bit better. But this is a still worth the watch movie if you haven't seen it yet. Drago! If he dies, he dies. Rocky 4. This is about entertaining film. I can understand it's one of those 80s films. And this is a later series where the Rocky films becomes a little cheesy a little bit. And this is one of those films that has that 80s rock music that sounds really good. This movie has all that, but I say this, the fight with Rocky and Ivan Drago is really incredible. I love the fight scenes and the boxing, and in the end, it's really good. But the montage scene is really incredible. I just love the montage where Rocky is doing the regular, like the stuff on the snow and stuff, and Ivan Drago's doing this little things and all, like they putting stuff in them and stuff. It's really great. That's one of my favorite parts of the film. This film does have a lot of cheesy moments, like James Brown, "Living in America." It sounds good. You know, I love James Brown, some of the music and some of the songs and all. It's really good. It's entertaining. All that parts are entertaining. But there's some parts that I think that this movie don't get credit. It does have some serious moments here, and I really like where Adrian said, "I don't know what y'all talking about. I don't know." Where Rocky's about to go to Russia to fight the Russian, and she said, "Why are you doing this?" He said, "You married a fighter," and she said, "You can't win." And he was going to go to Russia because he was trying to revenge his friend that died from the Russia in an exhibition match, Apollo Creed. And that scene alone just tears me up. When the Russian did that last blow where Apollo's manager said, "Throw in the damn towel," and Rocky didn't do it, that's when the Russian just knocked Apollo out, and Apollo was not breathing. And that scene alone just was really sad, and that just really it took me out. It really was like, oh my. So this film does, like I said, have some cheesy moments, but it has some serious moments, and I really like that. And that's just really one of the things I can say about this movie. If you don't have a high rank on your list, I won't get mad. It just it's one of my favorites, but I know some people do love this film, and I was one of the people that has a nostalgia feeling for it because it's a fun, entertaining movie, but has some serious moments. So I do recommend you checking out if you have not seen this film. I pity the fool. You a stupid fool. You not so bad. You not so bad. Rocky 3. I like this movie. This is one of my favorite movies. I love this movie. And if you've seen my other movie reviews, I've wore the Rocky 3 shirt. It's one of my favorite ones. This is where the Rocky films, it kind of gets a little bit, after the second one, it kind of does get a little silly here. Because there's a lot of stuff I will mention. But Rocky 3, when he lose the match and his manager Mickey died, that was there's all the Rocky movies, they make you shed a tear on your face, but something about Rocky 3, it just everything, each scene just hits you there in Rocky 3. When Rocky lose that match against Mr. T, and then his manager died, and Apollo tells him stuff. He said, when we fought, you had that eye of the tiger, the edge, man. And now you have to get it back. And the way to get it back is, I forgot the other line. Man, I forgot the other line. But it was just that scene. It's great. And then when Apollo's trying to get Rocky back in the match, he said, what are you doing, man? You thought I was tough? This chunk could kill you. And then Rocky said, tomorrow. And Apollo, one of my favorite lines of that movie, there is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. And it just, everything's good. And the one beach scene with Adrian and Rocky, I'm sorry, this is where best acting is here. You don't see no acting nowhere else in other films, but this scene where Adrian said, yeah, you giving up, haven't you? You giving up. And she said, there's nothing to be afraid of. And he said, I'm afraid. I'm afraid I'll lose what I got. That scene with Talia Shires and Sylvester Stallone, best scene from two people, from a couple in that film. It is just one of the best actings. I've never seen that in no other film. That scene was just powerful because she saw something out of Rocky, getting out of him, want to know what's his problem. And Rocky just didn't have a comment because his manager died. He did not feel like he can do it again. And she pumped him up. And that's when it leads on to the bum 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 to the montage scene. I love the montage. One of the montage scenes where I like where Rocky do the flipping, all the jump rope and do it. All that was, it was really good. I love that scene. It was one of the best things. And then the battle when he fights Mr. T again, and he does this thing wearing Mr. T out. Mr. T like, you're not so bad, wearing him out. Oh, I think I watched that movie about 20 times. It's really good. Check that movie out. It's a treat to watch. It's with the cheesiness, but still have them deep emotions. The scenes are powerful. It's just a motivational film. It's The Eye of the Tiger. Let me talk about that. The Eye of the Tiger. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, I love that. Love it. Just it's worth to watch. Check it out. Creed 2. Now, I think y'all probably thought I had it like at number 1 or number 2. It's a great film. It's an incredible film. I say, check this movie out. I just did a review on the channel, like I said in the beginning of the video. Creed 2 is a phenomenal film. I love this film. This film is really good. Stephen Caple Jr., Sylvester Stallone screenwriter, and I forgot the other screenwriter of this film. They did a freaking phenomenal job. So y'all get a thumbs up. This movie is really good. It hits the core. It's really realistic. There's some deep stuff here. this is the film I've watched it 2 times. I watched it the first day it came out, and then I watched it during Thanksgiving. It is a film that gets you teared up. There's some stuff in here that just was mind blowing. I love that. It might not be better than the first Creed movie, but I think so far with the acting and the heart and emotions in this film, it keeps the film going, and it makes it watchable. It's really an incredible film where Adonis Creed is trying to fight the son, and trying to avenge his father's death, and trying to show what he wants to do and stuff, wants to prove and rewrite history, all that stuff. And I forgot to mention this be contained in sports since the film's out. But when Ivan Drago goes inside Rocky's restaurant and Rocky sits near the Russian, because it's been a long time in the decades that he had fought the Russian, that scene was good. That's an incredible scene. It's a spoiler, but that's an incredible scene. There's so much in this movie that just hit you on so many levels, and even though the boxing scenes are not the same as the first Creed movie, but they still give you goosebumps. Those punches feel so realistic. The boxing matches, but the boxing it's not like your boxing thing, but there's some emotions in that fight scenes in the boxing ring that just gets you pumped up for. And I really, really love this movie. It's really good. The montage scenes, it's another spoiler. This is a great movie. I can't hold back on it. But the scene where Rocky takes him to this hot, like kind of like a desert thing out in the dirt area where they're training and stuff to get him back in the ring. Oh, that was so good. It's the greatest scene. That training montage is so great. It reminds me so much of the old Rocky films, and it's just really good. I say check this movie out. If you have not seen Creed 2, excuse me, I said Rocky 2. Creed 2, if you have not seen it, I don't know what you're doing. Go to the movie theater, please, right now. Please. It's really, really good. Creed, Ron Coogler. This movie blew me away. 2015. This is actually, if I was to rank, like if I did my channel earlier in 2015, if I did my channel in 2015, this movie would actually make my top 5. I'm not kidding. This was an incredible movie. This is where you saw the fingerprints of Ron Coogler, of how good this director is. Ron Coogler made a phenomenal movie. This movie, that one camera shot take of the boxing match, I have no words to say. It's Coogler. This is where the movie had a lot of heart. There's some parts that get you emotion of the Rocky character. Not gonna basically this for Rocky has cancer, and it's the same thing his wife had, and Adonis wanted him to get treatment for it, and Rocky didn't want to. There were some powerful scenes between those two about it. There's some deep stuff between Rocky's character and Adonis' character, because Adonis' character didn't know that he had a father that was a boxer. And it's funny because this film is showing that Adonis had was doing another career. It wasn't him. He wanting to box, and that really was really good. Ron Coogler, the screenwriting of this movie is really good, and Ron Coogler, I think, screenplay writer, if I'm not mistaken. It really ties in so well with the other Rocky films and this was really, actually really good. It really had the depth there. The story of where he figured out his father. He sees that in Rocky's restaurant. He see his father facing Rocky in the pictures and stuff in the past, and he's seeing the media where the media is talking about him, saying, can Adonis live up to his father's legacy? It's just really great. And then the ending where the match, where the fight ends, where the other guy wins, but Adonis Creed didn't win, but they say he does belong in the league. And one of the powerful things I really like, where they ask, if your father was here, what would you tell him? He said, I tell him I love him. Great scene. This movie can leave you with tears, and I'm about to leave with tears now. It's it's really good. This film is this was an incredible film. If you have not seen it, it's been this movie came out 3 years ago. So if you have not seen this film, I'm really saying, what are you doing? Please check this movie out. I like this film. This is really a phenomenal film. Coogler. I'll be honest, I'll watch this film like 15 times. Very, very incredible film. Check it out if you have not seen this yet. Woo! Rocky, 1976. With Adrian! You want to know? I want to know. Well, let me tell you. You're not a really good... no, never mind. This is an incredible film. I can't remember the quote what Mickey said, but I remember that scene where he said, how come you treat me like this? You want to know? You don't want to know. I want to know. You want to know? I want to know. That scene was... the thing why I say Adrian, that's when Rocky faced Apollo with the eyes bulge, and he after the battle where all the guys all blister face and all. This is an incredible movie. This is one of my all-time favorite movies of all time. One of my favorite sports movies. I enjoy this movie. This is an incredible, realistic, best acting movie I've seen. This is one of those movies I really adored. I watched this about a lot in high school and recently, in recent years. What more can you say? There's not, like, this movie is flawless. This is a filmmaking, a great filmmaking movie. I can't think of anybody hating this movie. This movie has so much depth, so much heart. Sylvester Stallone screenwrote this movie, and he did a phenomenal job. Talia Shire's great as Adrian. She showed the shyness. Then, like in Rocky, there's so many scenes to like from this movie. Paulie, which acts like an asshole in this movie. There's so much. He gets jealous. The guy that plays Paulie is really freaking phenomenal. Burge Meredith as Mickey, rest in peace, does a phenomenal job as Mickey. Just completely. The movie, what makes this movie work is the acting. The acting and the story, it just felt so real. These actors weren't like they would just like play acting. They just like play like this is a real life thing. That's what I like about this movie. This movie has so much. And then Apollo said, let me face, when that scene where Apollo says, let me face the guy of a nobody, that like a underdog, and that nobody never talks about. And when he found the book, The Italian Stallion, best setup, and Rocky was just kind of like a down on his luck boxer, just not like a large boxer, but he was trying to make it and stuff, try to make a living. It wasn't going right until he gets the opportunity to face one of the best boxers, like the top popular ones, and that just was just so freaking phenomenal. There's so much to like from Rocky 1. I'm not going to spoil so much about the movie, but there's some great scenes, emotional scenes, to powerful scenes, to everything. This is just a great movie from start to finish. One of the best and the best, and that's why I have it ranked at number 1. Whew. That's it, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's This is all the Rocky movies. And like I said in the beginning of the video, let me know in the comment section what is your top 8, your top 5 of Rocky films. Let me know, what did you think about each Rocky film? What is your favorite moments? What are your favorite scenes of the films? Let me know in the comment section down below. I had fun doing this. I pretty much love all the Rocky movies besides a couple, but they all fun. They have their fun and entertaining moments with the realistic vibe and some with the emotional, powerful scenes. These films are really good. Some of them, like I said, but like I said, let's all, as Rocky fans, enjoy the moments of all the Rocky films. And that's pretty much it. Anyways, guys, if you like this video, click thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, click the subscribe and the bell button. That's what I can see you next time on Sly the Movie Guy. Peace.